So I just got back from seeing Godzilla Minus One and wanted to give my initial thoughts and opinions of the movie. Let me just start off by saying that this movie was utterly spectacular. I would say it's one of the best Godzilla movies I've seen in a while. Obviously, it was helmed by Takashi Yamazaki, who is famous for Always Sunset on 3rd Street, which featured the return of Godzilla, as well as the live action adaptation of Space Battleship Yamada. So I really love what Yamazaki did on changing the character, like his take on the character, what he did with the human characters, the setting, and not to mention the story. It's kind of a loose remake of the original with a few twists. I won't get into spoilers, but I will say that this has to be one of my favorite versions I've seen of Godzilla. He is utterly ruthless in this movie. And seeing the destruction that Godzilla actually causes was a welcome treat. And just seeing the toll that he takes on humanity. You know, we don't see that too much in Godzilla movies. We usually just see the monster battles and none of the aftermath. But it really does harken back to the original 54. And at its core, it also has a subtle message about life and forgiveness, particularly for our human character and some of his past. Speaking of the human characters, these are human characters that you can immediately get drawn in with. You care about their fight, and especially because of the time period that it's set in. You know, we all know that in 1945, Hiroshima and Nagasaki were bombed, and the Japanese had to rebuild from there. So seeing that, coupled with the fact that now they're faced with this new nuclear threat in the form of Godzilla, who, like I said before, is at his most ruthless, it was a welcome change of pace. Especially since I didn't mind Shin Godzilla and the approach that that took, but I think comparing the two together, I think Yamazaki really hit something with Minus One. Another piece of the movie that I really enjoyed was the score. You know, the score really harkened back to the classic themes, and it was very somber. It was outside of a few tracks, it was very somber, but let me just say that this movie does live up to the reviews that it's been getting. You know, when you're seeing all these reviews that people are saying this is one of the best Godzilla movies we've seen in a long time, yes, it was a great movie. Would it necessarily sit in my top five? No, but it is definitely one that I was incredibly satisfied with. Um, you know, right down to the way the film's shot, the way it's paced, and you know, I keep going back to the human characters, but the human characters really are people that you can get involved with. Like you can really get behind them and understand their issues and like their situation, given that this threat is realistically out to completely destroy society. Speaking of Godzilla, I really love this design. It's very reminiscent of Heisei, but it's very close in many ways to the design of the ride Godzilla. And that was the first thing when I first saw the images of this new design. I was like, okay, we're going a little bit more the route of the ride version of Godzilla. So, all in all, this movie was definitely one for the books. If you have not seen it, I will highly suggest you go and see it. Definitely, since you know, it seems like Toho's trying to crack the American market again, and hopefully this is one of those movies that kind of pushes Godzilla a little bit more out there, like so that you know we can get these movies released over here. So my only word is, if you have the chance, go see it. It is absolutely worth it. You will not be disappointed. I'll do a more in-depth review once the movie comes out on home video, and you know, or if I rewatch it in the theaters, like once it's out a little bit, then I'll put out a new review for it. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and give the page a follow on Facebook. I'll be doing updates on there primarily as well. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys later.